right, just hey everybody, what's happening out there? Trying to stay on this 90 and 90 like I promised. So just got finished doing class, doing it in the homemade dojo. That's where we at. Good I'm great. Say good afternoon. Good evening. My wife been having me hang out all night. It's all good woes. Yeah, this one is called The Street Hustler. So with the 90 and 90, the topics on different things. So sorry, not downstairs in the office. I'm up here in the dojo because I just got finished teaching class. Talking to a couple of people about some things that we're doing. And then I got another meeting with my brother Byron before we check out. My man, Mr. Mike Sawyer. That's Mike Swain. Hey, sir, how are you? All right, so I want to start with a prayer, then hit the topic, and just communicate once again. So this one's called The Street Hustler. Just how you take street entrepreneurship and being able to flip it and allow it to be able to allow you to manifest in the things that we do with our school, with the books, with the films, with the fashion. I mean, we be doing a whole bunch of stuff, and we have been able to make a comfortable living from all these different elements and angles that do contribute to the brand overall. So I want to start with a prayer. God grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. One of the things, the principles that I want to talk about are just like principles that we did in order to really be able to take a negative situation and use it to manifest. I love, for me, models that I try to model certain things after. I mean, a lot of people might disagree with Jay-Z, 50 Cent, and people like that. But when I look at guys like that took a real devastating situation and flipped it to be able to become some of the most wealthiest entrepreneurs on this planet, my hat's off. I mean, I learned so much from talking to my brother Byron, just saying, man, we was in the same game, but how come we didn't take advantage of that when we were like around that age? And then we did some research and some study, like, man, how do we really take the real good parts, the valuable parts, the coming to work on time, living by principles and codes, and how are these things similar to what we do in regular business? And they are. There's an instinct, like I was telling in our last class, in street combat, there's an instinct that you have as a human being that it will never take you down a wrong path if you really listen to it. It's the thing that helps many people. It helped me tremendously, and still to this day, it helps me. And some people don't want to admit it, but that same instinct that I got, if I didn't feel it before I was doing a bad crime, I got caught. But if I did feel it and recognize it, I was successful. And then the same instinct, even to this day, in regular business and just certain things that it comes in. I call it the chi of martial arts, that those little butterflies going on in your stomach, and you can't run from them. You just got to be able to go on them, And in times like this, the only thing you can rely on is your instincts. That's what's going to get you through. Can't nobody tell anybody right now how to get through what we're dealing with right now. This is new for everybody. The greatest thing that you can do in a moment of darkness is dig down deep, grab a little journal, record your thoughts creatively, tap your pen, let whatever's coming out you come out you, and whatever's coming out you is based upon whatever is uncomfortable within you. And then, you can pray on it, walk away from it, come back to it. You be like, man, I can't believe that came through me, but let me take and build on this. And you got to have faith in yourself. You got to have faith in God, knowing that, God's going to give you everything that you need, or he's going to attract you to people that can complement what can take you to the next level. And, if you're honest with that honest assessment of yourself and really honestly allowing your thoughts to come out, you're going to find yourself doing some remarkable things and finding a way to take a situation of darkness and allow it to become just an incredible stepping stone. One of the things I always do, I'm reading this book now, Oprah Winfrey calls it one of the greatest books of all times. It's called Dream, Believe, Achieve. And the powerful thing about this book, it says, we are all created to shine. It's time for you to find your light and let it shine. This is your life. your chance to make every moment one of meaning and purpose. Each day is an opportunity to live life you love, and it is up to you and only you to decide how you spend your days. This journal is here to help you discover what matters most to you. You can only make choices that will make you feel more connected to your true purpose, your why. And enjoy the journey. Be inspired and feel empowered, and find the magical life that lives within inside each and every one of us every day. I mean, it's sad that I had to go to jail to recognize that. It was always there, but that incarceration gave me all the time I needed to go down and dig down inside myself and learn to realize that God don't create garbage. Everything that I was connected to on the streets and the hustling game, I'm not promoting hustling, but if you study history, there's many things that we look at in our whole society. Every group of people came here, started off as some type of criminal operation, and then manifested into becoming a legal operation. You might disagree with me, but if you check your history books, you'll find that out. You know what I'm saying? You got to take what you got, and you got to flip it, and you got to use it as a stepping stone to move forward. All those guys that was out there doing their dirt in the street, they didn't do their dirt because they were trying to be some gangster that was going to die. Gangster, they were trying to use it because of their own limited awareness of what was around them, and inside of them, they took what they had. They built a little operation. I ain't gonna say a little operation. We talking major operations. You know what I'm saying? And back then, they used it to buy a store, buy something that allowed them to get out the game and move forward. And then, you know, things changed, but people didn't want to get out the game. They wanted to go out like, you know, that's another story in itself. But what I'm just really focusing on is just that those instincts. You know, when I was incarcerated, a guy by the name of Brother D. And once again, this is the power of like being able to find things that complement what's going on inside of you. In this book, which is a powerful journey, the first subject says, "Who are you?" When I was incarcerated, the group that Brother D introduced me to, it was called "Who Are You?" And it was like on a journey every day for 3 hours, 7 days a week of trying to find out who I was and everybody that was present. And I believe every day we wake up, we're constantly on this journey to seek out who are we on a physical, mental, and spiritual level, and how certain things that we had to do because our own limited levels of immaturity were valuable things. We just used it for wrong intentions. I recognize that, you know, coming up in the hood and learning how to hustle and take what I had and flip it, I realized that it became the most essential things for me being able to learn how to run a business. Where you going, wife?
Working.
My wife in there. But I learned, I had to recognize that, and Brother D said, look, man, you just had the faith in the wrong things. What about if you take those same instincts and apply it? And that's what I did. And a lot of things I will never, ever forget that. I mean, I learned how to report to work on time by what we did in the inner city. I learned to take, you know, whatever we had, and you had to take it and flip it. You had to make nothing into something. And to this day, when I sit there and I think about what we're doing today, I mean, we're here, but I mean, we're writing books, we're doing documentaries, we're teaching class. I mean, it's almost like we're working harder now. Well, we are working harder now than what we were doing when we were in the dojo. And there's so many incomplete projects that we didn't get a chance to complete. I mean, and I'm not saying this to brag. I'm just saying this in celebration because to me, creativity is just self-love. When you can create and put it out there and bring it to an end, it's the greatest feeling in the world. I mean, I'm sorry if I don't do it because I want a pat on the back or I want a reward. I do it because I just want to bring it to an end. I get a chance to really celebrate and do things that I never got a chance to do it when I was coming up, because everybody tried to take your shine away from your inner. And I mean, the way me and my wife worked together, you know, I was laughing, we was joking. I said, man, if we was in like working and doing dirt out there on the street, man, we'd have had a major empire, right, wife?
Yes, sir.
You know, so it's funny because we just hustlers, man. And then we look at the kids and, I mean, saying Joelle, I mean, how she's like knocking social media out, doing what she's doing, saying, you know, everybody. I said it last night. Everybody in here, man, we gotta hustle. We gotta get it in. But the hustle is a spiritual hustle. A hustle is an expression of yourself. What gift did God give you And that's how we teach. I mean, I want to find out, what are you good at? And it's funny, you know, when I teach, I believe that I'm gonna take the concept of street combat. Street combat comes from your natural instincts. On the street, don't nobody show you how to fight. Let's just be real. Don't nobody show you how to hustle. Nobody show you how to fight. As a matter of fact, if you ever ask somebody, yo, how do I hustle? You can forget it. You're gonna be a sucker. You gonna be somebody they gonna crush every time. You ain't gonna go to no dojo and learn how to fight to come out on the street. You gonna fight, and you gonna hopefully make it through that situation and learn how to fight on the other side. So hands-on experience is how I learned everything. It's like I just was good enough to do it the first time that I had to do it the second time, and I didn't want to do it the second time because I was good at faking it the first time to not have to do it a second time. So I ain't gonna sit here and claim like, yeah, I was bad, I was the best. Nope, 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 nope. And don't nobody ever say that. I ain't gonna go in no hood or go around no real warriors or hustlers and say, yo, I'm the best in the hood, because guess what? I probably won't get out alive. And anybody understand that? I want to go in, I want to be humble, I want to do me and do me to the best of my ability and get out and get to the other side. So, the realness is that don't nobody teach you that, man. Can't nobody teach you how to do that. Because, when you living and adapting and flowing, even in business, you're going to learn a blueprint that somebody going to teach you, but at the end of the day, you got to do that yourself. The person that make the final decision to close the sale is going to be you. But I don't sell stuff. That's the other thing. I don't like putting that. I ain't a salesman. I'm a person that attract, like-minded people and like-minded things to me that are for us to contribute to empowering those people, places, and things. It's not to pimp them and use them and take things from them. It's to collaborate and network so we all can grow. So when I look back at, for me, once again, to really dig down inside myself and look at every student when they come in through street combat, I'm gonna put you in an uncomfortable position where you're gonna be so drained and so like fatigued that when I go boo, whatever you do under that pressure, that's what you really do in real life. I want to see what you're gonna do under pressure. Whatever you do under pressure is what you natural at, and that's what you want to build on. When I was incarcerated, I said, hold up, man. If through all this being locked down 23 hours and allowed for 1 hour in a maximum security prison, if I found a way to practice martial arts and write movie scripts and write books, that means it's my calling. Guess what I ended up doing? I ended up doing what I'm doing right now. So I realized that was my gift. And it wasn't until I recognized that gift and I'm willing to stick to it and do whatever it takes to not deviate from that shine within, I'm going to be okay. You know what I'm saying? Because can't nobody tell your story better than you. The most valuable thing you got in the world is your story, your testimony. I learned that. Books like this, journals, they allow you to tell your testimony. If you don't ever take the time to write about your daily thoughts and what you're feeling, how could you ever know what you truly are and what you're truly capable of? The answers are inside all of us, but we got to take the time and stop being distracted by somebody else's vision and dream. You cannot live up on, Bruce Lee says that, the individual is more important than any system and concept. I want to be around people that's going to tap into their strength. And I don't say that, we don't say this egotistical. When you come and train with us, we want you to do your best. Difference is we ain't going to never be sitting around resting in some rocking chair, resting on our laurels. We're going to be continuing to train, grow, and adapt. And iron sharpens iron. So guess what? When we get it, I want to be around black busters. If they catch me sleeping, they can beat me. I want to be around kids that if I get caught sleeping and deviating from what we teach, they going to say, hey, Dad, can't be around you. You ain't living right no more, so I got to go on. You stuck, Dad. I want to build that because, every now and then we're not superhumans. We need reminders. I want that. Me and my wife, when we work together, we compliment each other on that level. So the greatest thing you can do during these times, man, dig down inside yourself. I ain't talking about, see that, where I come from, there's a term called hustler and rustler. A rustler is a fake. A rustler is a perpetrator. That's somebody trying to act like they're a hustler. And it's funny, he's saying this, I think I said this before. I never thought that I would leave the street and come into corporate America and everybody proud to call himself a hustler. Because back then, that was the last thing you wanted to put that label on you. But it's funny how people take slangs that represent something so negative and you take pride in perpetrating like that's what you really are. You don't have to say you're a hustler if you're a hustler. A hustler is someone that gets up, they work, they grind, they serve God, they take care of family. They do whatever it takes to make sure that their family, their loved ones, their community is taken care of. They will not take advantage of anybody. They will not purposely go in. You know, you had a name for people like that. You would not purposely go in and hold someone back. You just don't do that. You don't go in with intentions to take advantage of this person and make them subservient to you. That just don't happen in the street. That just don't happen. So when I see things like that happen in corporate America, it's kind of like, ugh, man, even in the martial arts, it just rubbed me wrong. How you like, you know what I'm saying? I got caught up in it. I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna never be that way, man. That's why I say the greatest thing that happened to me was jail. Because Cat said like, yo, you gonna let him do what? How you gonna be with somebody like that gonna make you feel like you subservient to him and he better than you? Ain't nobody better than nobody. Like, nah, for every day we wake up, we all equal. I don't care if you got the title of master. Because titles don't matter. I'm sorry, man. What matters is who put it in and who do what they need to do. And most importantly, to their own self be true. The person that's true to themselves is going to be successful. And we lay out a blueprint. We got a map. But guess what? You could have a map to go to New York that somebody made for you. But guess what? Something's going to go wrong. If you can't adapt and flow and find your own map to get back on track or to get there your own way, then you're going to be lost. You're going to be trapped. You're going to be held captive. And I refuse to do that. And that's what, you know, when I talk about, you know, a street hustle, that's what that's all about. I will never abandon those. I used to be afraid to talk and act like it don't have any value. Come on. I mean, how you going to tell me how to, like, you know, serve thousands of people? I'm not saying this to be bragging, but, you know, you the same people. In martial arts, it's great to be able to make $30,000 collection a month or $100,000 collection a month. But imagine a young kid in a community making $100,000 a day or not more. Yeah, they probably ain't finished school. Come on. Yeah, I mean, certain people have showed you that, man, but there's some valuable skills that you can learn from everybody. You know what I'm saying? But most importantly, you got to understand your own instincts. You got to go inside yourself. In times right now, the only thing that's going to get you out of this is your own creativity and your surrendering to God so you can find out what's going to work from you. I don't care what nobody say on social media. I don't care what nobody say with some business they run. I don't care what somebody saying they going to coach me. You can coach me all you want, and I can pay you $100,000 to coach me. When I leave you, if I ain't got the stick-to-itiveness to follow through with what you teaching me, and if I feel not that sure about what you teaching me, then guess what? It ain't going to work for me. It's kind of like, you know, when I think about me being like, you know, clean and sober for over 31 years, it'll be 32 years right now. Ain't nobody make me stay clean and sober. I had to make that decision myself. You can tell me all you want. If I want to go out and get high and sell drugs, do whatever I want to do, I don't care who you are. I don't care what the education you got, and I don't care what your promise is. You ain't going to stop me from doing what I want to do. I have to make that decision on my own to say, I don't want to live that life no more. I don't want to hustle no more. I don't like the ends, and that goes to any kid that think that going out there hustling illegally represents some hardcore fact of going to jail. It's not. I'm going to tell you, it's only three things and three places you can end up. Jails, institutions, and death. I done seen two. I haven't seen the last one. I ain't trying to see the last one. If I ever see the last one, I want it to be with me being the best person that I can possibly be by following principles of serving God, taking care of my family, building my community, and hopefully leaving a legacy through our business that help our kids and help our family, and most importantly, help our kids, grandkids to be able to live a life that I was never able to live. One of the things I wanted to throw at you in closing, when I talk about this concept of the hustler, when I was locked up, this is the book called Street Combat. And when I wrote this book, I wanted to make sure people understood exactly how I was thinking and how I got away with crime. I wanted to make sure you could be in the psychic of where I was at. So I wanted to write when I was still in that psychic. And when I was locked up, I had to make two plans because there was no guarantee that I was going to come home and get an opportunity to run a martial arts school, meet a great wife who compliments everything that we do and have a great family and being able to have people believe in me. Because when I got in trouble, ain't nobody believe in me. Wasn't nobody trying to like come and see me. Wasn't nobody invite me to their house. Wasn't nobody put no commissary, you know, in where I was at. Wasn't nobody, I was eating up the trash can. I was living in alleys, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, to be so high, yet I ended so low. So when I begged and pleaded and asked God to let me get locked up, because that was the only way it was going to stop me from living so foul, You know what I'm saying? I made that commitment. But when I really got conscious, I said, look, I got to have 2 plans. And I wrote it down. Here's my illegal plan, and here's my here's my illegal plan. So it's in the book called Street Combat. I wrote the whole thing out, man. How I was going to take a couple $100 and go and buy this, and within a short period of time, it was going to equal this, and then it was going to equal that. And I think if you look at it, I ended with, if I took that path, within a week, I'll be making $100,000 or more within a week time. I know from what I've been through, and I knew how it worked, but these are the things, and I said, well, how would I do that? And these are the rules of a hustler that I come from. I mean, we talking about that, and I still, and our school still ran on these same principles, because they principles of integrity. It says the rules of a boss. Never get high off your own supply. That means you never can get high off your ego or your successes and thinking that you believe your own hype. Am I okay, wife?
Yes, sir.
All right. That's the boss, guys.
I'm not the boss.
Number 2, only keep business plans amongst people that are a part of your operation. So we talk about that. You know, what we talk about in SWAT team and in business, it stays amongst people that are committed to the development of the community in the business. No different. It says, number 3, keep family, friends, and homies away from the operation. You got to be careful who you allow to be around the inner workings of the inner circle, because some people are around because they want to be, they want to be known, they want to be recognized. On the street, people that want to be around you so they can go around and tell everybody else what they think they know about you, just so they can get a little pat on the back. Well, you got to be careful of people like that, because they can put bad things out there and spread rumors and destroy the whole harmony of the inner circle and inner workings of the operation. Number 4, don't talk business when you're around other people. Why would I talk about the success or the defeats of what we're doing in business? It's not good. It can be embarrassing. It can be hazardous to the overall growth. It can make other people feel like they want to hold you back. And you know, that's number 4. Number 5, if we have, well, you know, you can't use this. I talk about mental force, but it talks about if you had to use physical force. You know, it's like how to avoid a fight and how to take whoever you have in conflict with, how to show some empathy and find a way to love that person and empower that person, even if they don't understand you and they seek to destroy you. How can you still accept them for who they are and be able to love them at a distance and show love? That's how I replace that. And it says, you know, to remember to keep God first. Don't think, watch the gangster movies. They always, whatever. So they went to church, they celebrate, they believed in God, a higher purpose. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying those two go together, but I always believed in God. I was raised on that element, so I understand that there's always been a power greater than myself. Don't talk bad about other people. You can't afford to do that on the street, because you talking bad about somebody else who's getting money, then he going to hate you. Then now, guess what? You're going to be hated, and the last thing you want to be is hated by someone. You want harmony. But that's the same thing in business. You don't want to talk bad about anybody in business. You don't want to put nobody else down. You know what I'm saying? Who wants to live that way? Then it says, talk out your problems. I know. He's like, man, you a hustler. How y'all talk? Well, we used to sit around a big table and everybody talk, everybody cuss each other out, do whatever, pull out guns. You want to hit each other upside the head, whatever. But there was always one guy, I love him so much. He's 16. I said, y'all got it out? Chill. Let's go out and let's go to the club. And you got by it. You learned how to be able to get it out, you know, and not carry it around. And we do the same thing now with business. You know what I'm saying? You got to get it out. Help the community. You know what I'm saying? Protect the kids. Don't let the kids be able to repeat the same negative cycle. You know, and then I'll share with this last one. We always got docked. If we did something in operation, you didn't come to work on time, you came to work, you know, dressed fly, wearing jewelry, whatever, you got docked. You know what I'm saying? So that's no different in running the you know, the school or running the entrepreneurship, you know, your legal business. You know, so these principles are no different than what you have to do and what we do today in our school. So everything that I do represent that positive element and valuable element of the street hustle that I made a choice to follow, and I learned positive things. And I think the greatest thing that I really learned that I don't have to fake and act like I'm something that I'm not. Today I learned how to be what I really want to be, and that's to empower other people, serve God, love my family, and build up my community. When I came home, thank God I never had to follow that plan. When I came home from jail, I never went back and did one thing that represented the old me, and that was for 31 years. Thank God I was able to break that cycle, have a great family, and now go on and take all those negatives and flip them and use them into something positive. So when I'm talking to a student, I'm talking to anybody, I'm coming to you from a real. I ain't coming to you from no book. I ain't coming to you from some fake concept. And that's why I always say it's not about the money. I mean, if I really wanted to make a lot of money, why wouldn't I just go back and do what I used to do? It got to be for a bigger purpose. The bigger purpose is to make sure no kid don't ever have to make the stupid choices that I made. And I'm saying to you, they were stupid choices. They were weak choices. Jail showed me how to stand up and be a man and really stand up for who I am. And every day we wake up, that's what I'm doing. I wake up early just so I can be whoever God wants me to be. When I look around with what me and my family do, I look around during this time. I mean, how can you be miserable? How can you be frustrated? I mean, we're having the greatest time of our life. I mean, we coming together. You know, I'm probably, after all this, I'm probably going to have to go to Netflix Anonymous. You know what I'm saying? Because Netflix, man, I don't know, boy. You know, Netflix, they pretty addictive, man. If you like me and my wife turn on, I don't know what time we went to bed last night. I think it like 6. All right, I should be telling nobody. She said I'm snitching. I'm telling that. All right. But it's just incredible, man. I mean, we doing the back porch. Me and my son, we did a little man thing today where we had a lawnmower under our porch for how many years, wife? I'm snitching. But the lesson in it, we had that joint under there for a couple of years. And she kept asking me, take that lawnmower from under there. Can you get that lawnmower from out there? So me and my son Messiah went out. We took the little cutting thing. It wasn't the cutting thing that you use. So we sitting out there like, man, we gonna figure this thing out. So I'm like, I said, nah, man, it's about being street. I'm gonna show you how we used to do it on the street. So I'm like, He's like, Dad, it's going, Dad, it's really going. And just the connection that we had at that moment and the lesson that we learned, that it don't have to be the way that somebody else said it should be. It could be the way that you feel as though it should be to get through what you got to get through. And when I got there halfway through it, it was just a little pieces of the wire. And I'm just like trying to get it, and it wouldn't go. And my son said, like, Dad, hold up. Let me pull it out this way, and then you cut it. And he pulled it out, and I cut it. And you know what that meant to me? There was a lesson that me and my son was able to do together where he realized that through cooperation and him believing in me and me believing in him, yet it probably seemed so small at each other, that was a man lesson that we learned. And I know he's going to forever cherish that, because I'm going to cherish that, because we did it together. We did it based upon our creative instincts of what we could do to get it out. And you know what was so awesome? The wife was happy. She was like, yo, thank y'all, you know. So I don't know, man, you got to keep it simple. And that's what this thing did for us. It done brought us closer. It gives us a chance to spend a little bit more time with the family. It gives a chance to, I mean, most people might be complaining about getting out the house and being around their wife. And I heard people say that, man, I love being around my wife. I ain't saying it because she's around here. I love being around. I love my wife, man. I love being around my kids, all of them, man. We might bump heads sometimes. I'm going to be direct. I learned how to not tell them in a manner that's disrespectful. I learned how to tell them in a manner that's a lesson. But come on, man, what more could you ask for? I mean, our whole business, and we still, ain't nothing perfect, but all what we doing is a family business. Who would ever think that I went through all what I went through, and now I can stand up and be the man that I know God wants me to be? But I'm being that man because me and my wife complement one another. Our kids complement us, and it's a whole family operation, man. I don't know what I would do without her or without any of them, man. I don't know what I would do with even, having people like Brandon Malicio who even put this in motion, like, nah, man, do these things every day, man. People can use it. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing. I know, the thing I got to do, even, I love doing it in the daytime, but for whatever reason, God got me doing it at nighttime. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So I think everybody that's we've been grinding, man. Documentaries, websites, you know what I'm saying? I mean, people like, whoa, I guess y'all been taking a real chill pill during quarantine, huh? No, we don't know no other way but to work, because we know that once things do get lifted and we got to go back out there, we ain't going to ever get the time to do what we're doing right now. And I say one thing, and I say to the students all the time, and I love them so much. What we're doing now was planted probably 3 years ago. That's what you got to remember. Anything about business, what you're manifesting today was based upon what you did 3 years ago or a year ago. So if you ain't getting nothing today, whatever you doing hard today ain't going to manifest today. That's going to manifest like a year or maybe 2 years from now. Yeah, we want it to be a couple of months, but honestly, what you're doing is working your butt off, taking out enough life insurance, but once you get in motion, as you're moving forward, all the seeds that you planted are now manifesting as you're moving forward. So these books and all the things we're doing, the online teaching, everything, this stuff that we've been doing for the last 5 years, we'll be getting up and just grinding it out. Now we just got enough time to bring it to an end. But we got other things that are now manifesting. That's what a hustler is, man. You never get caught sleeping. You know what I'm saying? A hustler earns the right to chill. You got to take out enough life insurance where when I go and I sleep and I'm taking a chill pill, about time when life catches up to me, it never surpasses the extra hustles that I put out. That's kind of like doing push-ups. You say give me 100, I'm going to do 120. I'm always going to do something extra because I never want to be caught up at this right there at that moment. I always want to have a little bit of extra. And that's what a hustler do, man. That's what it's the spiritual hustle, to do God's work and change the world and empower other people, man. So that's the message today. And if you haven't gotten yourself a journal, the most valuable thing you can have in your life is a daily journal where you take a time to just write out your creative thoughts. Don't overanalyze it. Don't sit down and try to judge it. Don't overthink it. Just let the pen do the work. Don't do it on your phone. Do it with a pen and a pad, because when you do it with a pen and a pad, the internalization of your hand going through the strokes, going through the vibration of your body, and it goes through every inkling in your body, and then guess what? It becomes real. It becomes an implanted motion that you do from writing it. You can text and do all that. Yeah, that's cool, but that's not, to me, that's not internal. It's like old school. Pen and pad, let it go. I'm telling you. You know, so get a journal. You don't have, just get something, man. And get something that relate to a weakness that you feel or a dream that you want, man. And even if you got to make it up, grab a couple of pieces of paper, do something. Don't you think journals are valuable, wife?
Amen.
Yep. As the wife in closing, man, you got something you want to join in with us on here? She ain't trying to say nothing. I can't get her on here. So everybody, I want to say thank you once again. Thank you. Thank the parents and students that joined in the class today. Without you guys, once again, I don't know what I would be doing. I'm just doing whatever comes in my spirit and my soul, and hopefully it goes out into the vibration and show us all that, man, we got the answers. We were created in the image of God. Who we are is God's gift to us. What we do with that gift is our gift back to God. You know what I'm saying? So take this time. Those who are unaware that they're walking in darkness will never see the light. Once you recognize that you're in darkness, the light will shine, and it will shine bright. And once that light comes on inside your soul and your spirit, you will never be the same. I'm telling you, I can say that for a fact with me. That's why I always get that reference point back to when I was in that struggle. It was the greatest thing that happened to me. Do I ever want to do it again? Hell no. So I'm going to end with a prayer. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. We thank you so much for allowing us to be able to come together, connect together, and try to find a way to work together, unite together so we can make the world a better place for our children, for the next generation of leaders that's going to lead this world and make it a much better place than what we have done. We know that you are our master, you are our creator, you are everything. We continue to seek you and we surrender to you each and every day, each and every second of the day, hoping that you can make the great masterpiece that you created us to be. We know that we all have a story within. God, please allow everybody that's on this Facebook Live to spend some time and going inside their self and realizing the most valuable asset that they have in life, which is their testimony. So I'm blessed. Thank you, everybody. Everybody have an awesome day. Be checking in again tomorrow, 90 and 90. That's what this thing is all about. Who we all got here? Miss Aubrey, how are you, ma'am? Keep it moving. Everybody, be blessed. Have an awesome day. God is good. And we talk soon. Talk to you. Peace and blessings.